Hello, my name is Daniel Paddock, and this is my presentation on the best locations for NFL expansion teams. This is going to be one of two that I upload. I just finished recording my other one, and I got totally carried away, and it was 37 minutes long. If you want to watch that, which I encourage because I think the end of it is really cool because I go into much greater depth. Like I make up some logos and colorways and mascots for the four teams that I choose. I'm going to go really quick through this one just to give you that 5 minute rough presentation voiceover that you were initially asking for. And like I said, if you would like to watch the other one, which I think it goes by pretty quick, it is there for you. I'm going to upload both, so let me just get started and try to go fast. So, best locations for NFL expansion teams. I gave a little introduction here of the current state of the NFL, of how big it is, how it's getting popular, it's growing, or it is popular. It's very, very much in the process of growing. I think it's going to expand, so I don't think this project is too outlandish. Of course, some of the logos, names, probably not going to happen, but the general idea is, I think it's actually not that far away. Could be coming soon. Basically, just say there's a lot of fans that don't have a team close by, and there's plenty of cities that could certainly use one. I just say how there's 32 current teams here, the two conferences and the four divisions within each. So I decide in this one that I'm going to add four teams. I was going to do eight at first, would be way too much. I think even four is way too much because I was trying to go fast, and it still took me 36 minutes to get that done. So 8 teams, probably a little too much. So I decided to go with 4 new teams, keep the 8 divisions, just have an extra team in 4 of those divisions. Here are the current locations. Make a point to notice that all 32 teams are here in the mainland. What did I just do? Here, here in the mainland of the United States, not Alaska, not Hawaii, none of the territories, all here. Couple states here have 3 teams. You got California, Florida, New York with 3 teams, Texas, Pennsylvania, Ohio. I'm missing some. Couple others. 2 teams in the state. I avoided those because I didn't want to add too many to one state. Kind of the point of this project. Here's my very rough sketch of how much empty space there is here far away from an NFL team. Some of these lines cut it a little close, especially here in the St. Louis area, but kind of get the point. Kind of just wanted to make my point. So one of the maps I looked at, all of them are either from U.S. Census or ArcGIS. This is population density. I found a couple spots here I thought were pretty good targets. Salt Lake City, Portland, Albuquerque, San Antonio, Puerto Rico, Hawaii. All pretty decent spots, good population, get started. Then I looked at what areas by county kind of grew over the past year, this is from last year, so yeah, I guess over the course of 2020 to 2021, see what areas are growing here. Green growing, obviously purple not growing, going the other direction. Some of my targets here that I was looking at that last map have done quite a good amount of growing. Some of them, like Honolulu, lost a little. Puerto Rico lost a little. Like this St. Louis area, kinda lost a little bit. But this was the map I followed the least. It really was not a deal breaker. Here is the predicted growth, and I mentioned in my other video that if I had a thesis of this whole project, it'd be that I believe that major sports teams contribute to the growth of not only the metro area, but usually the state as a whole. I'll make a note here. Nevada is projected to grow from 2021 to 2026. Of course, Las Vegas is always growing, but why now? Why are they projecting it? I think it's because they just got the Las Vegas Raiders just came to town from Oakland here. That dot should be in Las Vegas because this map that I found I think is 2 years old. Um, but Las Vegas got a new football team, and Las Vegas got the Vegas Golden Knights NHL team a couple years ago. They're projected to grow. You look at Seattle here, they're projected to grow. They just got the Seattle Kraken, an NHL team, projected to grow. Just my thought, my theory, my thesis, I'd say. Then I found the top 50 metro areas. This is another U.S. Census graphic here. But this one combines with the NFL, shows which of these top metro areas have a team. I went down through this list in a little bit more detail in my other presentation. Found a couple of my targets on here, and there were a couple of my targets that weren't on here. I'll go into a little bit in a minute. If you notice here, a lot of these are California spots. I avoided California, although there are some really cool spots in California that could use a football team. Texas had a couple, avoided that. If I were to do more teams, like I said 40, I thought at first, probably would do like San Antonio, honestly. That's pretty much that. And then down here, it's kind of exactly what I say, but it says this right here. The top 50 metro areas have 31 teams. The 158th has that 32nd team, the Green Bay Packers, at just over 3,250,000. So that just, whoops, oh no. That made me totally comfortable with picking any of these teams in the top 50 or any that are in between 325,000 and upwards of a million, like anywhere above 328,000. And I'll spoil it now. All four of my teams I chose, all four cities I chose, are well above 325,000, which is still a home to an NFL football team. So here I included the state of Puerto Rico. That graphic right here shows metro areas. I consider Puerto Rico a metro area as a whole because the size of it, a little bit bigger than Connecticut. It's about 2 times smaller than Massachusetts. Massachusetts is still not a very big state. This is bigger than Rhode Island. And so it's bigger than a couple states. And it's very densely populated. Pretty good total here for population. So I just considered the island as a whole just one metro area just for the sake of this project. And kind of like Puerto Rico there, included Hawaii. Although this one is a state, Puerto Rico's not. This is still very far away, out in an island in the middle of the water. Population coming in at around 1 million. The 50th metro area on the graphic above was Birmingham, Alabama. Came in at about 1.2 million. So my guess is that Honolulu would be around 60, the 60th metro area in the U.S., maybe a little higher. So I thought that that was a very solid number to have there. And this is just to further my point. Just the sheer distance between these U.S. territories and its closest football team. These are very relative lines and circles and stuff. That's just to further my point, like I said. So after all that, I made my decision. Looked at the data, population density, growth, um, distance, where are the other teams in comparison, and I chose Salt Lake City, Utah, San Juan, Puerto Rico. I mentioned Puerto Rico as its own metro area for the sake of this project, but if they were to put an NFL team there, probably would go in its capital, San Juan. I chose St. Louis. We're going to bring a football team back to St. Louis. They've lost four, and they deserve to have one and maintain. They're a top 15 city in the United States. In terms of population, they deserve to have one. Honolulu, just like San Juan, dense, good population, great distance. So I'm going to stop it here because, like I said, I guess I just realized in doing this project that the next part is extra, but I wanted to go that distance because, I mean, anything to help a grade, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's really cool. I like this kind of imaginatory stuff. I love the NFL, love the thought of maybe it expanding, going to new places. I'll scroll quick. I guess I'll just skim by so you can look if you don't watch my other presentation. Like I said, I included it. If you want to watch it, I encourage it. But if not, this is why I made this second one. Here is the football team I made for Salt Lake City. Their mascot, where I got their colors from. The football team I made for San Juan in Puerto Rico, mascot, and where I got its colors. My team I made for St. Louis, you can see the colors here, the logo. Got the idea from the Gateway Arch. Colors come from the city flag. Hawaii, the fourth team, Hawaii Islanders, I made them up. Terrible logo design here. I'm not a graphic designer. This took me surprisingly very, very long to do. But you get the point. Kind of got the colors of the beach here. That's where I got that from. Islanders. Well, Hawaii's an island, so I chose it. That's why I gave it that name. Like I said, thousands of shades of colors here. Awesome, awesome picture right there. Then I just said where they would fit in the divisions. Gave an updated map of the current teams along with the four added ones being these points here, or those points. Then a conclusion, just wrapping it up, saying how it's possible to have more teams. There may be some adjusting, but the positives they'd be incredible. NFL would be bigger than we wouldn't be able to predict how big it'd be if we expanded, especially to this extent. The most western city we have an NFL team in, and the most eastern and southern city we have a team in, it'd be great for the NFL. Just wrap it up in this last part. You can see through the maps I provided from ArcGIS and U.S. Census that the U.S. has plenty of cities that deserve and could maintain an NFL team. I hope that didn't go too long. Like I said, this will be one of two presentations. I will title this one the short one, so you can watch this. You can watch my other one. I hope you enjoy, and have a good summer.